Alright now, well, going back to the channel. We're out here getting this thing ready to paint today. Sorry if there's a glare. We're gonna go through it. I got this thing scuffed pretty good. I gotta wipe it out a little bit more. We're gonna paint the thing outside today. Leaves on the ground, dirt, we don't care. Like my buddy Courtney Waller. Y'all watch the Paint and Paper Hustle. Y'all watch him, like he said, good example yesterday, he said when you know that you're gonna wet sand and buff, dust and dirt really don't matter. And that's the truth. When I know I'm gonna end up wet sand and buffing this thing, a little dust that blows into it, a little dirt, it ain't gonna matter to me. Because I know what I already know what I'm set out to do. This ain't no show car. I don't paint show cars, I paint race cars. I gotta tape that up. We don't wanna mess that wheel up. Gotta pull that back up in there. But like I said, I gotta sand that little piece on the quarter panel there. And I gotta wipe a little bit of dirt right off the back of it. But when you paint something like a race car, you know the inevitable outcome that could happen. So you spend a whole lot of time making one perfect, it's crazy. This thing, we're gonna see if we can't get some paint on this thing today. Get it looking good, let it dry so I can wet sand and buff it tomorrow or the next day. Y'all hang out and ride with me for a little bit. I got the way I didn't like it. But I think me maturing and growing up a lot has changed the way I feel about it. Go through when I clear my first coat like it's my last coat. I always lay it on heavy. And then once I get to the edges, I thin it out because you can't put that much right here or otherwise it'll run off on the ground. So you just gotta be easy with it. We got it. Now on the sides of the car, I'm just gonna lay a dust coat. I don't put a lot on this until my second coat. Like I just go ahead and get it good and tacky around everything. Just get it good and sticky. And then I'll come back and I'll start laying it to it. But if you don't, you'll mess around, you'll run it on the side. Can't see good out here today on the light. Not good. And I'm ambidextrous. And I'm ambidextrous. If you notice, I'll paint with my left hand for a little bit. I'll paint with my right hand until I get tired, so I can work either hand. But Nikki didn't want me to tell you all that because I'm real good with it.
Oh, God.
You got it? First off, here you go, Nikki. Thank you, sweetheart. We'd like to thank Camera Girl for coming to her video on, because without her, I couldn't have had no video today. Second, we want to thank Nigel for letting us paint this car, because he could have got anybody in the world to paint it, to be honest. But in our time frame, this is what worked out. You gotta thank Jason Allison for Allison's Body Work for supplying that pretty red, that color. Okay, you can see that roof, she's laying down good. Like I said, the top of it's gonna be slick. Side's gonna have a little bit of orange peel in it. Once it lays, once this dries for an hour, what you don't realize is, like, right now the paint's still wet, so it's still shrinking. When that paint shrinks, the majority of that orange peel is gonna go with it. But that roof will be like glass. It'll be very easy to denib. But like I said, for a race car, painted outside in the dirt, this thing's gonna look good. Once we get it all done and I get it untaped, we get it wet sand. I got one little sag spot. You know me, like I said, me and old Courtney, the paint and paper hustle. We running this marathon this week. Me and him got this marathon going on. We just can't get these paints not to run on us. It's the weather. I'm gonna blame it on the weather. I'm gonna say it's just too cold outside. But like I said, this thing right here is glossy enough. But once I cut and buff it, it's gonna be a pretty race car. Y'all just wait. I'm happy with it so far. We're gonna let that little run dry out. I'll wet sand it out. Like I said, we knew to start with that we're gonna take this thing and we're gonna go through and wet sand and buff it. So any paint imperfection, we're not really that concerned with, because we knew what we were going to do. We knew what we signed up for when we started on this job. We're going to go back through and respray the black around the doors on it, get the windows back in it, get this thing back to Nigel. Be ready to go racing here soon. Anywhere where paint meets, I like you to paint. You know what?
Don't be that guy.
Anywhere where paint meets, I like to go ahead and untape it, because that paint's gonna lay and it'll roll down in that crack right there. if you let this thing dry for a couple days, you rip the tape off of it, you'll probably pull the paint off too because it hardens. So as quick as I can, I like to go through and just get this pulled off around where I'm trying to blend stuff in and make it match. Because like I said, ultimately, that paint will bond together right there. It'll roll down in there. Just a little bit. If you can hear me, it's camera ain't working. You can actually watch it, or if you look at it up close, you see the clear when I pull it, you see it go through and you see it lifts it up. If you ain't careful and you let something sit there and dry for a couple days, it'll mess around, and when you go to pull it off, it'll pull the paint off with it. It'll flake the new stuff. Like right here, come here, see right here, watch as I pull this off. See that clear lifting? If you watch real close, you'll see the clear lifting. And then what happens is once you pull it, that paint will roll back down in that crack. And it's just a little tip I've learned, like I said, because I messed up a few. I ain't perfect. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you one later. Thank you.